In this episode of the IT Experts podcast, we are going to help you build a pipeline of profit in your MSP. Welcome to the IT Experts podcast, the only podcast to help MSPs scale to 1 million, and if already there, get to 5 and go faster. At the end of the day, isn't it all about building a business that works for you rather than you for it? I hope you enjoy the show. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to the IT Experts podcast. I've wheeled out the big guns today. We've got Mr. Warwick in the house. How you doing, Stuart?
Hello, Ian.
Right, okay. We're going to get straight to it. This is actually the first of a really exciting bit of a trilogy, 3-part series, whatever you want to call it. We felt compelled to put this together because we just, over the last couple of months, we've been working really hard with our clients on our profit amplifier system. And we wanted to share it with you, basically, didn't we?
We did.
And the reason for that is because, number one, they've been getting so many great results from using it. And it's all about account management, which is one of these subjects that you see and hear on LinkedIn and in all the forums and everything like that. But there's a certain process that you need to go through to do this. And so I thought, you know what, let's get Stuart on the podcast. Let's have a nice little 3-part series where we're going to help you understand what it is and why it's, you know, what it's kind of all about. And then we're going to give you some tactics, give you some ideas and some things that you need to actually do. And then the last one is going to be to help you kind of keep that cadence together and help you to structure and maximize the opportunities within your existing client base. Stuart, account management, talk to me about it. What is it? This is your wonderful phrase, low hanging fruit, isn't it? Why is this such a massive opportunities for so many MSPs?
It is. I love it because low hanging fruit is a term I came up with some years ago because it just epitomizes exactly what account management, TBRs, QBRs, whatever you want to call it, represents to MSPs. And the MSP business model is such a powerful business model because it's a compounding one. If you're successfully able to hang on to your clients, which most MSPs do, every time you add a client or you add more services, the revenue and particularly the profit compounds. And if you're already running a profitable MSP, every new client or every new service drops to the bottom line. And who doesn't want compounding profit?
The crazy thing about this, Stuart, is that everybody that we talk to in the channel, when they're looking to grow and scale their MSP, all want sales and marketing, all want new leads, all need move away from referrals, bring in the fresh new leads. Marketing does work amazingly. That's a whole nother podcast. In actual fact, we've got a 3-parter on that we did a little while ago. I shall drop the link to that in the show notes. But the thing about account management is that you've already got the clients. They already know, like, and trust you. They already have this relationship with you. But this is something that we just forget to put a process around because we're too busy hunting, aren't we? Looking for the fresh new lead, when in actual fact, building our client retention, even though it's really good, is just something that just doesn't get focused on, doesn't it?
It doesn't. And it's kind of the thing that's lying in plain sight, yet hidden in plain sight. And the issue here is that actually MSP business owners get in their own way. They have a set of beliefs around the fact that they can't talk to their existing clients because if they do, it feels a bit uncomfortable, a bit icky, because they feel like they're selling to them. You say, hey, do you want some, do you want to buy some other services? Which obviously isn't the way you phrase the conversation. But most MSPs are scared of having a regular conversation because it feels like they're selling. The point is, if you change the way you have a conversation with your clients, they will start to value it in a different way.
Big thunder over Luton, if you heard that on the microphones.
Wow, that's a big thunderstorm, given we're in a sound room here.
Let's keep going.
Let's keep going before the roof leaks. Yeah, it's the jewel in the crown, the account management piece. If you've done the hard work of setting up your MSP, you've got through that survive phase and you're in the driving phase, you're building a team, you've got a team already. Optimizing your existing clients is the key to compounding profit in your business. And it's also the key to building what we call is like a moat around your business, full of water that makes it really difficult for other businesses, MSPs, to scale into your castle, into your fortress. And so you become a fortress of security and productivity and efficiency for your clients. Your clients get to value you. So the opportunity is massive because you get to proactively sit at the boardroom table or at the head table with clients because they say, hey, Steve, what do I do? We're about to add another 50 people or another 5 people. How do we best set this up? I've heard this going on. They start to seek your advice instead of you just being that transactional supplier. And again, sound bites you've heard many times, but the thing that gets in the way of MSPs optimizing the account management relationship side is themselves. The fear of having the conversation because it feels like they're selling. And as a result, you're the last to find out when a client is unhappy. The minute you find out is when they're saying, hey, actually, we've decided to go with someone else because you're not giving us this, or you're not doing that, or we're unhappy with this, or we think we've outgrown you. And suddenly that puts you into, right on the back foot. So when your account management process is in place and you're having regular conversations, but in a certain way, it's great for both parties. It becomes a win-win.
Let me just pick up on something you just said there. And, our strapline is we help you build your MSP, grow your MSP with confidence, because many are accidental business owners and they're technical. And, this isn't just about selling to existing clients. So sales and MSP is like a scary, dirty word anyway. They don't like to do it. They like to build relationships. But this is actually about building relationships. So it's a bit of a ironic tragedy that the one thing that they're really good at, which is building relationships for stickiness and retention, is actually one that if they went a bit deeper, and this is what we're going to be covering off on the next 3 podcasts, then you'll be amazed about the level that you'll then be able to take that relationship. Because this is actually just about building deeper relationships, isn't it?
It is. People buy people, and your clients originally bought you for who you are and what you represented to them. Now it's a case of maintaining that positioning, because if you're not talking to your clients regularly, and let's boil it down, account management is just a regular, valuable conversation between 2 parties to maintain the relationship, and in this case, a business relationship that is a financial relationship as well. So if you are not talking to your clients regularly and being relevant, then somebody else is very likely to start that conversation, because the thing that is going on in business all the time, life all the time, is there's change. Your clients' businesses are changing all the time. Your businesses are changing all the time. Technology is changing all the time. The business landscape is changing all the time. The financial environment is changing all the time. The economic, everything is changing microscopically or a lot all the time. And so if you are not regularly checking in with your clients and adding value in terms of what you have to offer, strategic business advice around protecting their business and optimizing their business, looking for ways of offering value proposition of how they can invest to actually save money or make more money through technology, instead of just turning up and thinking, well, do you need some more laptops, and being transactional. And so when you change the type of conversation you're having and you have a regular frequency to that conversation, which is relevant for both parties, you and them, it becomes something that you both value. And if it's valuable, you keep doing it. And if you do it for 10, 15, 20 years, think about the compounding return on investment to that one client, to your business over that period of time. Because the biggest cost to acquiring customers is acquiring them in the first place. The marketing, the sales, the effort, the emotional effort that goes into landing those clients. Once you've got them, the biggest return comes from retaining them.
So this isn't just about doing QBR, TBR, just having a little chat with them and that sort of thing. It's much more than that, isn't it?
It is.
So what is it? What's the detail? Well, not necessarily the detail behind it, but what's the, why is it different than just having a QBR every 3 months or something like that?
Because it's about positioning and value, a value exchange between the two of you. And if you're not clear about, and this comes back to the whole point I said earlier, is that MSPs get in their own way. So if you're not clear about your value and about what you bring to the party other than IT support, which the client bought from you a few years ago, how have things changed? Why are you still relevant? And unless you become clear and confident about your value and what you do for your clients on a consistent basis, and the world is changing, with AI and technology and the access, the internet originally, the access to information, we all know that service environments are becoming commoditized. The bit that was magic before is now becoming transactional because of technology. So you've got to find the advisory positioning the advice position, the consulting positioning within your business to remain valuable. And then on the back end come the products and services that support the kind of the transactional piece that you're experts in delivering and clients need because they can't do it themselves because they're not IT experts. So it's all about positioning your value to the client in context to where they are and where they're going in their business.
And it does make you laugh, doesn't it? Because when you look at the amount of events that goes on, networking that goes on, business development, personal development, all of these different things that every MSP is doing to try and get them to have the next shiny ball, the next bit of tech, the next Azure platform, whatever it might be. These are the things that you can then reverse engineer into. Hey, by the way, Mr. Customer, I was at an event the other day and I was learning about the new way to do the service desk or install this or reset passwords or whatever it might be. And it's like being really, really deliberate on working out what it is you need to do and working out how you're then going to put that back into your offering, isn't it? Because it's about not only telling them what your packages and pricing, what that looks like, but how you then enhancing that and how you then building that. So where do we start with this? What we've kind of talked about why you need to do it. It's going to help you to build up a profitable pipeline. It's going to help you to get that client retention.
Ian, let's just quantify what a profitable pipeline looks like, because every client that we get under the hood with has got in the first year anything between 40 and 100 grand's worth of additional.
I never believed you when I first met you.
No, I know you didn't. I didn't. And when I say 40, I don't mean 40 pounds. I mean 40 grand's worth.
Yep.
Anything between 40 and 100 grand, if not more, depending on their size, of low-hanging fruit that is being ignored, overlooked, lying hidden in their existing clients. And literally, this is proven on dozens and dozens and dozens of clients, and they are in denial themselves. When we have this conversation and we say there is at least 40 to 50 grand lying there right now, they don't believe us. But once you then go through the strategic thinking that we teach them, and then they apply it in a tactical basis. And the hardest thing is actually them doing it and getting their head round that they're not selling and they're starting a valuable conversation with their clients. The hardest piece is getting over themselves, getting out of their own way, and actually scaling confidently in MSP is all about the business owner getting out of their own way. And we deal with this in so many different areas, not just in this whole account management area. But as they start to get the confidence and the insight of how to start getting out of their own way and have these better conversations, they start to tap into this 40, 50, 60 grand a year's worth of, and because most are profitable to a point, even if they're break even, all of this is dropping to the bottom line. Now, it doesn't change their net profit necessarily in the short term because they're reinvesting it. They're reinvesting it in additional staff, additional premises because they're expanding.
Yeah.
However, it's lying there and it's giving them the capacity and infrastructure to then accelerate their scaling in the very near future.
So getting out your own way, we've talked about this before. What's the kind of the first step? We're not going to trample too much on the next two episodes of this particular 3-part series, but what's the fundamentals behind it? What do they need to get in place to make sure that this is successful?
They need to look at what they've got. Stop, look at your existing client base, look at what they're currently buying from you or not buying from you, and work out how you have a different conversation with them, or start the conversation that you're not having with them already. And the awareness of what the gap is between what your clients are currently buying from you and what they ought to be buying from you for them to optimize the security and efficiency and effectiveness of their use of technology in their businesses through you. That is the key starting point. Stop. And the thing here again, Ian, is where all MSPs go wrong. They don't understand their numbers.
Yeah.
So actually you say this and it's like, oh yeah, you look at your clients and what are they worth to you from a revenue and a gross profit point of view? And many clients have not got their PSA set up appropriately to be able to pull this information out. So therefore it ends up in the difficult box because there's work to be done and spreadsheets to extract. And so it doesn't get done because you get busy back onto the whatever is screaming at you today or this week.
So we're back, and you might notice it's a little bit quieter. In Luton-on-Sea this afternoon, there seemed to have been an absolute tsunami of rain come down. So it should be a little bit quieter in the background now. But we're just going to wrap this one up. Stuart, for the average MSP out there today, how big an opportunity is this once we get these 3 episodes out of the way and they embrace the process of the system that we're talking about here?
It's enormous, because MSPs that haven't got a consistent account management, QBR, TBR process in place is leaving masses of profit and revenue on the table in plain sight. And so the opportunity is enormous. But it's not just about tapping into that profit pipeline that lies unhidden in your business or hidden in your business. It's about positioning yourself as a valuable partner to your clients, not a supplier. And that builds a moat. It's one of the things that builds a huge big moat around your business and their business from anybody else being able to muscle in on that business. And so without it, you're at risk. It's a specific risk to your business, because you are only seen as transactional and you're only there when you're out of sight, out of mind. And so this opportunity builds profit, builds relationship, keeps you visible, and protects long-term profitability, which year on year can compound if you get this right.
Lovely. Thanks, Stuart. And what I just want to do, just before we say cheerio on this one, is just want to get you to listen back to episode 101, where we interviewed our great friend Paul Croker around why do I need a VCIO as a service in my MSP? And the reason I want you to listen to this episode is I want you to kind of wet your whistle, whatever you want to say, to think about the other things that you could be offering as a value stack, as value opportunities, and something a little bit different from the normal MSPs, your competition as it would be. Go and have a listen to that one from Paul. It's a great episode. He's a great guy, and it's really, really valuable for you as an MSP to listen to, let alone for you to adopt that approach as well. And, just kind of wrapping up just before we say thank you to you, Stuart, is go and have a look and go and take the MSP Mastery Quiz. So many people say to us, well, how does it work? How do I scale? What are the things I need to do in my business? Because every MSP is different. But what the quiz does, literally takes 4 minutes, absolutely free, and it identifies if you've got all the right ingredients to scale. You get a personalized report, and it helps you to work out what you need to focus on next in your MSP to get you to 1 million. And if you're already there, help you get to 5 and go faster. So, Stuart, thanks for your time today with the first of the trilogy on a pipeline of profit, building a pipeline of profit in your MSP. I'm going to catch up with you on the next show.
Fabulous. Look forward to it.
So I hope you enjoyed the show. If you did, I'd love it if you could leave a rating and review on your favourite podcast platform. If you want to learn more about how to take your MSP to 1 million, or if you're already there, go faster, then come and join Stuart Warwick and myself in the Scale with Confidence Facebook group. The link is in the show notes. You go and enjoy the rest of your day, and I look forward to connecting with you soon.